All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're jumping into a major biblical mystery, a really strange vision of monstrous beasts that has fascinated people for centuries. What's so cool about this is how it connects two different books of the Bible, written hundreds of years apart, to tell one single epic story. Let's dive in.
So the whole puzzle kicks off in the book of Revelation with this bizarre creature. I mean, picture this. You've got a beast coming out of the sea that looks like a leopard, but it's walking on the feet of a bear and has the mouth of a lion. It's a very specific and pretty terrifying mashup of predators.
So the big question is, what on earth does this vision mean? According to the interpretation we're going to walk through, the key to unlocking this whole thing isn't actually in Revelation itself. No, you have to go back in time, way back, to an even older prophetic dream.
So here's our roadmap. We're going to start with that beast from the sea and jump back to that ancient dream. After that, we'll decode what the animals symbolize, look at a mysterious fourth beast, and see how it all leads to a final world kingdom and the prophesied conclusion.
Okay, so let's zoom in on this beast from Revelation 13. We're told it's one single creature, but it's a total hybrid. It's got 10 horns, 7 heads, the body of a leopard, the feet of a bear, and the mouth of a lion. And this part is absolutely crucial. It gets its power from a figure called the dragon. Now, here is where it gets really interesting. To figure out this one beast from Revelation, this interpretation says you have to look back centuries earlier to a vision from the prophet Daniel. You can almost think of Daniel's vision as the decoder ring for all these symbols in Revelation. See, in his dream, Daniel didn't see one mixed-up creature. Nope, he saw 4 separate beasts coming out of the sea one by one. First a lion, then a bear, then a leopard, and finally, a fourth beast that was just different and absolutely terrifying. These are the puzzle pieces we need. So, this is where it all clicks. The whole point of this interpretation is how these two visions connect. You take the individual animals from Daniel's ancient dream and you literally map them onto the different parts of that single composite beast in Revelation. And boom, this table lays it all out. That single beast from Revelation isn't just one bad guy. According to this view, it's a symbolic trinity of evil. The lion's mouth, that's said to represent Satan, the dragon, who speaks through the beast. The bear's feet, that's the false prophet, who supports the beast with deceptive miracles. And a leopard's body, that's interpreted as the Antichrist himself.
But hang on a second. What about that fourth beast from Daniel's dream? You know, the one that wasn't a lion or a bear or a leopard. It was something totally different, and it doesn't seem to be part of the mashup beast in Revelation. So, where does it fit into all this?
I mean, the prophecy really goes out of its way to stress just how different this fourth beast is. It's not some animal you'd recognize. It's just described as terrifying and dreadful, with iron teeth made for crushing everything. This isn't just another symbol. It represents a totally new kind of power.
So what is it? Well, in this view, the fourth beast isn't a person at all. It's an entire political and military system. Those 10 horns are interpreted as 10 kings, or 10 rulers, who are going to unite to form a final, incredibly powerful global kingdom, unlike anything the world has ever seen.
Okay, so a 10-king global government is formed. What's its purpose? This isn't just some friendly political alliance. No, this confederacy is the main event. It's the catalyst for what the prophecy describes as the ultimate, final, global conflict.
And the prophecy lays out this really clear sequence like dominoes falling. First, the 10-king alliance comes together. Then, step 2, they all willingly hand over their authority to the beast, the Antichrist. Step 3, this new unified superpower declares war directly against the Lamb, a title for Jesus Christ. And finally, this thing blows up into a massive world battle, gathering armies that are symbolically called Gog and Magog.
So, you've got this massive global power structure, a 10-king kingdom united with this evil trinity, all against a single figure. You'd think that would be a long, drawn-out war, right? Well, that's not what the prophecy says. It points to a swift and incredibly dramatic divine ending.
The final scorecard? It's a complete and total wipeout. Every single piece of this opposition, the beast, the false prophet, Satan, and that powerful 10-king kingdom, is utterly defeated. We're talking a clean sweep.
And the way it all ends is, wow. The prophecy finishes with this really powerful image. The conflict doesn't end with a typical battle. It ends when fire comes down from heaven and just consumes the armies. And that single act is the definitive end of that final earthly kingdom, which paves the way for what's described as God's eternal kingdom. Which leaves us with a pretty big question to think about. When we look at complex, ancient prophecies like this one, should we read them as a literal blueprint for things that are definitely going to happen in the future? Or are they more like powerful symbolic warnings about power, deception, and conflict that are relevant for any generation? That's something worth chewing on. Thanks for joining this explainer.